putting up any food in my face.
Hey guys, it's Malina here again. Chances are you are tuning in because you are interested in house sitting, anything about working remotely, solo traveling. This video today is about house sitting, so if you are interested in subscribing, please do for any of those topics. If you are new to this channel, I have been house sitting for about getting close to 4 years. I think 4 years. In a couple months it'll be 4 years. And I have really been through an interesting time, I would say, with house sitting, because I kind of started before the pandemic, had the kind of interesting experience house sitting while the pandemic was in full stride. I just really want to talk to other people, help other people find out about this way of travel. I think a lot of people now are working remotely, want to take advantage of being able to work remotely, and they do not know a lot about this form of travel, and it is so much more affordable. So throughout any of this, if you have any comments, please drop them in the comment section below and I will try to answer them, or maybe do a video about whatever subject you are wanting me to talk about. This video specifically, I want to just talk about getting started house sitting. I think that is the biggest thing people are interested in. How do I get started with this? If you are interested in more details about the subject, I have a little ebook all about getting started house sitting. It is linked in the comments below. First thing is first, the house sitting world is really dominantly built on reviews. And specifically through this video, we are talking about Trusted Housesitters, house sitting on that platform. And that platform is really based on credibility through reviews. When you are getting started, I think that can be a little bit daunting, but there are a few things that you can kind of do to navigate. If you're fresh on the platform and don't have any reviews, Trusted Housesitters has a really great thing for people just joining. There's a way to ask for outside references. Anybody who can vouch for your level of responsibility, anything like that, you know, whether it's a former employer, friends that you have house sat for before, maybe watch their children, or pet. Something that I recommend doing is think about people close to you who might have a pet, who might be going out of town. If you just explain to them what they're doing, if you can borrow their animal for a weekend and, watch it in exchange for them giving you a review, that might be a great option as well. In that ebook, I have a really nice template to kind of use and ask those people, hey, will you give me a review? This is what I'm doing. You can download that in the description box below. So you have joined Trusted Housesitters, you have a few reviews, maybe you went to a couple friends' houses or borrowed their animal for the weekend. Now you are at the point of, okay, how do I fill out this profile? This is something you should update a lot as it becomes relevant. You really want people to have that well-rounded idea of who you are, your responsibilities. It's a really great way to kind of give an overview of you before you really talk to them face to face. And there are probably a lot of people applying for this role. If you can really paint a picture that, you've put a lot of detail, time, and effort into this, it really just shows that you are somebody who cares about this and, puts in a lot of effort. The same thing you do with your resume, your CV, proofread it, have somebody else proofread it. I think it's really helpful to type it first on Google Docs so that you can kind of edit it easier, share it with somebody else. Really make sure it's all well written and has the correct grammar and spell check, which is really funny because I just said that sentence so horribly and I'm not the best person with English, and I'm trying to talk to you about spell check. So do what I say, not as I do. There you go. So let's go section by section in your Trusted Housesitters profile. The first section here is your introduction or your about me. Again, a really good way to give homeowners an overview of who you are, why you want to do this, and what your experience is with animals and traveling and home. It's also a really great opportunity to tell the homeowners about your hobbies, your work setup, and kind of what your lifestyle is like, so they can kind of get an idea of what you're going to be doing when you're in their house and with their pets. You really want to be honest about why you want to house sit, what you're hoping to get out of house sitting, whether that's a way to travel and work remotely, whether you are interested in, being able to go and visit family, if you're wanting to have more space with your family while you're traveling, if you're retired and, interested in just checking off your bucket list. And I think this is a really good place to also put, how much time you expect to kind of be at the house sit. If you are working remotely, they kind of know it's not as much of a vacation as somebody who might be going there, as a family vacation or travel, because different animals are going to have different needs. And I think especially post-pandemic, I have been around a lot of animals who are used to being around somebody all the time. So that's just something else to kind of take into consideration now. Okay, your headline. This is another very similar setup to LinkedIn. It's a fun way to kind of put some of your personality into it. I'm really big into hiking and photography. This is what my headline says right now. Okay, so now for the experience and skills section. So your house sitting profile is really an opportunity to tell homeowners why they should trust you with their property and their pets, which are oftentimes people's best friends. You should really think about the unique skills that you have in this section, because very similar to a job, what skills do you have that somebody else might not have that really might come into handy here? I think a lot of people have a lot of plants nowadays, and if you are a really big gardener or plant hobbyist, I think that's a really interesting opportunity to put into detail here about your experience with that. If you are a handyman or if you've worked on refrigerators before, something like that. I think those are really great places to kind of put into detail there, and also just helps people to think, you know, if something goes wrong, I can really trust this person to kind of know what to do, who to contact, that type of thing. I think it's a really good idea to kind of open the Notes app in your phone, you know, continually think about these ideas, and you know, when you're at the grocery store and one of these ideas comes up, you're able to just put it in the notes in your phone. You can add to that section later on. And the final thing in this section, again, something you are probably going to update, is your photos. I think the more photos that you can find, whether you are in the midst of, you know, like the gardening example, if you are in the midst of gardening, if you can include one of those photos. You also have some photos with dogs, or you helping renovate your friend's house. Any photos that you can put that really show what your hobbies, interests, and skill set are, definitely a bonus, and again, something you're just going to keep updating in the future. I hope that this has given you a good idea of how to kind of start filling out your profile. I'm sure there'll be some more questions, some more details. Let me know if you would be interested in me kind of going through my profile and how I filled it out. I think that could be helpful. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Appreciate it.